Hi friends, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. Ashish here, and today I'll be covering a Sudoku variant on our channel. So it's a hybrid Sudoku, and this Sudoku is constructed by Math Pesto. So I really thank the author for giving me an opportunity to cover a video on our channel. So there are a few constraints in it. Before going into the Sudoku, I would highly recommend you to please subscribe to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles if you haven't done so. It will really motivate us to cover videos on daily basis. And if at all you have a request for any Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, do let us know in the comment below and we'll surely make a video on it. And now coming back to this Sudoku. So classic Sudoku rules apply. You need to place digits from 1 to 9 in each row, each column and 3 into 3 box without repetition. Apart from that, you have two main diagonals in the grid. So each of the diagonals will have numbers from 1 to 9 without repetition, right? And you have green lines that indicates that the difference of two digits that are adjacent to each other on the line will be at least 5, right? So the difference will have to be at least 5. It can be greater than 5 but not less than 5. So adjacent digits on the green line differ by 5 or more. And you have some cages. So if you have a number on the top left corner of the cage, it indicates the sum of the digits in that cage. If you don't have a number, it still means that the numbers don't repeat in a cage, right? So if you have this cage, numbers don't repeat in a cage, which means these 4 cages, you don't have any numbers and you have exactly 9 cells, so they form a Windoku here. So in other words, it is a killer Sudoku plus a Windoku, right? So yeah, you might have come across Windoku a lot. So that is what is the rules of this Sudoku. Easy, very easy to understand the rules. So you have killer Sudoku rules, you have Windoku rules, you have diagonal rules, and you have whisper Sudoku rules. That's it, right? And with that we should be able to solve this Sudoku. So one main thing about a Windoku is, whenever you have a Windoku in the grid, so you know that I'll just explain you with a simple in a short way. You have two regions, extra regions. This is nothing but extra regions. You have 1 to 9 in this box, you have 1 to 9 in this box. You have exactly 3 rows here, right? Total you have 3 rows, out of which 2 are gone in these 1 to 9s, right? So out of these 3 rows, 2 1 to 9s are already gone. You need to have third 1 to 9, which is nothing but these 3 cells. So whenever you come across a Windoku, these 9 cells will always have to be 1 to 9. These 9 cells will have to be 1 to 9. These also 9 cells will have to be 1 to 9. And these 9 cells would have to be 1 to 9. So you have 4 extra regions that are separated in the grid somewhere, that I have already explained you. And the last region would have to be these cells, which also would have to be 1 to 9. Easy, right? So these 9 cells also would have to be 1 to 9. And with that we should be able to start solving this Sudoku. So let's see if we are able to solve it easily. So one thing I see is that you need a 1 here, you need a 1 here as well. Okay, this is nothing but 1 and 3. So yeah, what I said was, if this is an 8, this is an 14, this sums to 22, which means these 3 cells would have to be 23 as a sum. 23. So what I said is, these 9 cells would have to be 1 to 9, and sum of these 6 cells is 22. So sum of these 3 cells would be 23. 6, 8 and 9. The same way I can see this here as well, 6, 8 and 9. Seven is 1, 2 and 4. I didn't see that at all. And 22 will always have a 9, right? Okay, that's an excellent piece of logic here. We know that these 9 cells also would have to be 1 to 9, right? As I already said you now. These 3 cells cannot be 6, 8, 9. These 3 cells cannot be 6, 8, 9. So these 3 cells would have to be 6, 8, 9. This cell cannot be a 9, right? This cell would have to have a 7 at least. 7 cannot be, because these 9 cells is 1 to 9. You have 6, 8, 9 here. 7 cannot be in the 8 cage. 7 would have to be here. Same way 7 would have to be here. Oh, that's an excellent piece of logic here. You have 7 here, plus 13 is 20, plus 13 is 33. So sum of these two cells is 12. It can be 9 3, cannot be 8 4, can be 7 5. 3 5 7 and 9. Okay. If this is not a 3, this cannot be a 9. Okay, one cannot be in these 3 cells, one cannot be in these 3 cells as well because of the 1 2 4. One cannot be here, one cannot be here, so this cell would have to be a 1. If you have 14 plus 23, 37, right? 37, so these 3 cells are 1 2 and 4, right? Am I right? No. How can that be possible? Because you have 1 2 4 here. 14. Oh, you have 8 here. Sorry, I counted as 7. So you need to have 8 here. Some of these 3 cells would have to be 8. 1 is gone. Some of these 2 cells would have to be 7. 6 1 is not possible. 2 and 5 is possible. Or 3 and 4 is possible. Right? Okay. So the only 2 cells here would have to be 3 or a 5. If this is a 5, 22 would have 7 and 6, 9 7 6 5 8, and this would have to be a 3. Okay, so whatever be the case, either 3 would have to be here or 3 would have to be here. I'm not sure of it, right? Oh, where can 5 be in this diagonal? That is an excellent piece of logic here. Wow, that is awesome. 5 cannot never. So when you have a constraint that the difference of two adjacent digits on a line will be 5 or more, 5 can never be on the line. It is never ever possible. So because if you have a 5 on the green line, the adjacent cell can never be a difference of 5 or more, right? So which means on this diagonal you need to have 1 to 9, right? We have already deduced that each diagonal, so according to the constraint, each diagonal will have to have 1 to 9 here, right? So which means where can a 5 be on that diagonal? That's an excellent break in here. So green lines cannot have a 5, this cannot be a 5, this cannot be a 5, so 5 would have to be here. Now why this is helping? Because these two cells would have to be 3 4 now. So it is nothing but 1 3 4 now. 5 is eliminated, so for the 8 there are two possibilities, 1 2 5 or 1 3 4. So you get the 1 3 4 here, which means 7 would have to be 2 5 and 7. I mean to say 14 would have to be 2 5 7, which means this is again 1 3 4 and this is 2 5 7 again. 2 5 and 7, that 2 gives you a 4 here, that gives you a 3 here. This 5 cannot be here, so 5 would have to be in the 22 sum. So 9 8 and it would have to be 9 8 and 5. So that gives you a 6 here and a 7 here, and that should give you a 2 here. This 6 removes 6 from these two cells, so it is nothing but 8 and 9 now. What can 13 be? It cannot be 9 4, it cannot be 8 5, it has to be 7 6. So 5 is also gone, 7 is also gone, this cell would have to be a 9. Sum of these two cells was what? 7 20 33 12. So this would have to be 3 here. That eliminates 3 from these two cells. This cell would have to be a 3. If this is a 6 7, okay, these two cells would have to be 8 and 5. The only remaining two cells in this 9 extra region. So which means this would have to be 8, this would have to be 9, this would have to be a 2. You eliminate 2 from these two cells, this cell would have to be a 2. You eliminate 2 from these cells again. This is 1 4, 4 6 and 7. So 4 cannot be here. This is 6, 7, 4, 6 and 7. Okay. Now anything with the German whispers? Oh, 5 and 8. So 8 cannot be in these two cells. This cell would have to be an 8. So 6, 9, 2, 5, 8. One is possible. 2. Oh, 1. Oh, 1 is not possible. I'm sorry. So 1 is not possible. 2 is not possible. 3 is not possible. If you have 4 here, this cell would have to be a 9. So 4 is possible. 5 is never on the German whisper line. 6 is not possible. 7, 8 is not possible. 9. Right? Okay. One, two, three. So 4, 7, 8, 9. 4, 7 and 8. If you have a 4 here, this cell would have to be a 9. Whenever you have a 4 on the German whisper line, the opposite line would have adjacent digit would have to be a 9. This is an excellent Sudoku actually, because very smooth solve. I would say really very smooth solve. Right? And we have a 5, 8. So 3, 6, 2, 4, 7, 9, 1, 4, 8. Okay. 4 cannot be in on these two cells. 4 would have to be in one of these 3 cells. Seven would have to be here. 7 would have to be here. Which means one of the 7 would be here. One of the 7s would be here. Or both the 7 can be here. You have a 4, 6, 7 here. You have a 2, 5, 7 here. So both the 7s cannot be in box 1. One of the 7s at least would have to be outside box 1 and can be here, or both the 7s can be outside. So which means this cell cannot be a 7. That is nice, because at least one of these two cells would have to be a 7. So sorry, at least one of these two cells would have to be a 7. So this cell cannot be a 7. So it is either 4 or a 9. If it is a 4, this cell would have to be a 9, and okay, can be anything. Okay, 2 would have to be in one of these two cells, which means 2 cannot be in any of these cells. 2 cannot be here. So 2 would have to be in one of these 3 cells. Is that helping? Same way can we do for 3 would have to be in one of these cells. 3 is in one of these 3 cells. Okay. 5, 8, 2, 6, 9. So 8 cannot be here, and 2 also would have to be here. That is excellent. So these are 2, 8 pair. Where can 8 be in this extra region? 8 cannot be in any of these 4 cells. 8 cannot be here. 8 would have to be here. Where can 2 be? In this box. So 2 would have to be here. So 2, 8 is done. 5, 6 and 9. So these cells are 5, 6 and 9. 6 and 9 both are not possible here, because this would have to be a 5, and 5 is eliminated from these cells, 6 and 9. So this is 4, that is 9. That is excellent. This cell cannot be a 5, this cell cannot be a 9. This cell would have to be a 1, eliminate 1 from these two cells. So you have a 2, 4 here. This cell cannot be a 4. 7, 8 and 9. So this is 7, 8 and 9. So 1, this would have to be 2, 3 or a 4. Right? 4 is already on the diagonal. So 4 cannot be here. This is either 2 or a 3. This cell cannot be a 5. 1, 2 and 7. Right? So these two cells would have to be a 1. 2 and a 7, 9 gives you a 6 here and a 9 here. Okay, 5 cannot be in any in these 4 cells. 5 cannot be here. 5 would have to be in these 3 cells. So these two cells are 5. and these 3 cells are 7 as well, because same logic. 7 cannot be in any of these 2 cells, 7 cannot be in any of these 4 cells, 7 cannot be in these 2 cells as well. So this cell is a 7. So you have 1, 9, 4, 6, 7, 5, 2, 3 and 8, right? Two, 3 and 8. Five cannot be in any of these 2 cells. 2 also cannot be in any of these 2 cells. So that's nice. According to the diagonal logic, 2 and 5 cannot be in any of these 2 cells. You cannot have 2 and 5 anywhere here. So these 2 cells are 2 and 5 pair. 6, 8, 9 and 7. 7 would have to be in one of these 2 cells. So 7 cannot be here. 7 is in one of these 2 cells. So, okay. Oh, come on. It's a German whisper line, guys. This cell cannot be an 8. Because adjacent to a 7 you need to have at least 5. That has to be a 2 actually. Difference would have to be 5, so it has to be 2. 4 and 2, I missed that, totally missed it. This cell is a 5. 5 and a 2. This cell cannot be an 8. Okay, this cell would have to be a 7 and a 5. That gives you a 7 here. That gives you a 1 and a 3 here. That gives you a 1 here. This cell cannot be a 5. So you have 8, 9 pair. This cell is a 5. Okay. 6, 8 and 9. Cannot be 6. It has to be 8 or a 9. And cannot be 9. So this is 8. That gives you a 9 and 8. That gives you 6, 9 pair. That gives you 8 here. So 4, 7, 8, 9, 6, 5, 2, 1, 3. So these 2 cells are 1 and 3, 1 and 3 here. This is also 1 and 3, 3 and 1. Okay. You have 7 and 4 to be placed. So this cell is a 7. That gives you a 4 here. 1 and a 4. That gives you a 6 and a 7 here. That gives you 9 and a 6 here. That gives you 9, 1, 3 and 4. So this is 1. 3 and 4 in any order, 6 and 9 here, 6 is somewhere here, so this is 6, 1, 3 and 4, so this is 4, 4, 3, 3 and 1, 6, 7 and 5, right, 5, 6 and 7, this cell would have to be a 9, these 2 cells are 4 and 6, can be in any order. This is 2 and 7, so this is 2, that is 7, 2 and 5 here, okay, eliminate 7 from here, you need 2 and 5, 7, this is 4 and 6, so this cell would have to be 8, that gives you 2, 8, 5, 2, 4, 6 and 7, right? Okay, you have 6, 7 and 5, 5, 6 and 7, so this side has to be 7, 6 and 5, so 6, 5, 6, 4, 6 and 4 and 7, right, sorry, 4 and 7, wow, awesome, that was an excellent Sudoku, I would say 2.5 star, but really smooth solve. Such a beautiful Sudoku, such a smooth experience it was. I really love such kind of smooth solved Sudokus, because at every point you get a aha moment. Yeah, this is something really different. This is something really unique. And the way the German whisper lines were used, the way Windoku was used, the way the killer cages were used, and even the diagonal were used, totally mind blowing, amazing. Hats off to the author, Math Pesto. He is really an excellent author. We have covered many videos of Sudokus of Math Pesto on our channel, and we have added one more to our list, and I don't ever regret that. So excellent Sudoku. I hope you enjoyed this Sudoku. Do like and comment if you want us to solve any other Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.